Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, Just Because You Can Doesn't Mean You Should. Lately, I've been pondering a simple yet profound truth. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. As human beings, we possess immense power. The power to act, to influence, to make choices. But that power comes with responsibility. Just because we have the ability to do something doesn't necessarily mean that exercising it is the best decision. Take, for instance, the act of giving someone negative feedback. Sure, we all have opinions, and we're free to express them. But what does negative feedback actually accomplish? If the intent is simply to criticize without offering constructive solutions, is it really making anything better? Sometimes feedback, especially when delivered harshly, can do more harm than good. Instead of helping someone improve, it might discourage them, making them less confident or more anxious. The same principle applies to our everyday interactions with people, especially service workers. Imagine walking into a store where a cashier is new and struggling to ring up your groceries quickly. You have the choice to be patient or to give them a hard time, rolling your eyes, speaking to them rudely, or even demanding to see the manager. Is that response justified? Technically, you can escalate the situation. But should you? Many people associate this kind of behavior with the term Karen, a meme used to describe individuals who aggressively demand to speak to managers over small inconveniences. But oftentimes, behaving this way makes a person look worse than the person they're criticizing. This idea applies in more serious scenarios, too. Police officers, for example, have significant authority. They can stop, question, or even arrest people. But should they always exercise that power? Unfortunately, some officers use their authority unjustly, making decisions based on bias or personal judgment rather than fairness. On the other side, citizens also have the ability to challenge police officers when pulled over. While legally permissible, choosing to be unnecessarily combative or disrespectful can escalate a situation in ways that don't benefit anyone. Power, no matter who wields it, is something that should be used wisely, not recklessly. If people applied this philosophy more often, I believe society would be better off. Too many people let power go to their heads, whether it's in professional settings, personal relationships, or social interactions. Consider an argument between two people. You might have the ability to say cruel or cutting things, words designed to wound the other person deeply. But should you? Once words are spoken, they can't be taken back. Exercising restraint, even when it's difficult, often leads to more productive conversations and better resolutions. Over the years, I've tried to internalize this lesson myself. I recognize that I have the ability to do many things, but I've learned to pause and ask myself, what will be the outcome? If I bring up a certain topic, will it lead to meaningful discussion? Or will it just create unnecessary conflict? If I take a specific action simply because I can, what impact will it have? Viewing life through this lens has helped me make better decisions. One area where this applies particularly strongly is bullying. I am a large man, taller and heavier than most people. If I wanted to, I could use my size to intimidate or harm others. I could use my physical strength for destruction rather than protection. But why would I? I don't want to be a problem in people's lives. I want to be part of the solution. Bullies often use their power to instill fear, but I strive to make a difference by using mine to help. For example, when I see someone struggling to reach an item on a high shelf at the store, I use my height to assist them. It's a small act, but it reflects the bigger choice, using power for good rather than harm. Harassment is another area where people abuse the power they have. Many men catcall women on the street, making inappropriate remarks, following them, or even invading their space. A viral experiment highlighted this behavior. An ordinary woman walked around New York City while recording the reactions of men around her. Despite wearing normal clothing, she was subjected to constant unsolicited comments, unwanted attention, and even outright stalking. Those men had the ability to behave that way, but should they have? It wasn't harmless. It was intimidating, invasive, and, in many cases, a form of sexual harassment. People often rationalize their actions, convincing themselves that what they're doing is necessary or justified. For example, a man who catcalls might argue that he's simply complimenting a woman and that telling her she's beautiful is a good thing. But does the woman want that attention? Is it making her feel safe and comfortable? Rationalizations don't always equate to justification. This kind of thinking extends into broader societal conversations. Some people believe LGBTQ+ rights aren't necessary, arguing that just because individuals can be part of that community doesn't mean they should. Others claim transgender individuals shouldn't express their gender identity, believing it's a choice rather than a deeply ingrained truth. These debates can become controversial depending on who you ask, but at their core, they all return to the same fundamental principle. Just because someone has the ability to live a certain way doesn't mean others should dictate their choices. Even the simplest daily decisions reflect this mindset. People have the ability to smoke, drink excessively, or eat unhealthy food. But should they? Many rationalize these behaviors, insisting they're personal choices. Others argue that moderation is key. Ultimately, decisions vary based on individual perspectives. Just today, I walked into a store and bought donuts. Because I could. Some people might argue that I shouldn't, especially considering my weight. Maybe 6 donuts weren't the healthiest choice. But at the end of the day, everyone has different opinions on necessity. What might seem unnecessary to one person might feel completely justified to another. The core message here is simple yet profound. Just because something is possible doesn't mean it's wise, ethical, or beneficial. Power, ability, and opportunity must be balanced with discernment, empathy, and foresight. Every action has consequences, and it's not just about whether we can do something. It's about understanding whether we should. At the end of the day, people will do what they feel is necessary, regardless of others' judgments. But understanding the weight of our actions and considering the broader consequences can help us make wiser choices. It's not about what we can do. It's about what we should do. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.